Starship Troopers Mishap by user xtheatertechcheese. About 2 months back, I'm sitting at my desk when my boss comes to talk to me. We're shooting the shit talking about the Windows 11 update we're going to be pushing to our users, as they are currently on Windows 10. Finally, he tells me he wants me to shoot some training videos, and I joked I should shoot them in the style of Starship Troopers. We joke and talk about how I'm going to shoot them, and we're just throwing ideas out for a solid 10 minutes joking around about these videos. We're laughing hard, just shooting the shit. Finally, I get back to work. A week later, he comes by and asks how those Starship videos were coming along, to which I asked, "Oh, you were serious?" I then spent the next 2 months on and off shooting videos in the style of Starship Troopers introducing Windows 11 to my users. We released them last week, and I was pretty proud of it since I did the entire thing myself and got to learn about a video editing software I'd never used before, had never done before. Well, the videos were a pretty big hit. I talked in a deep voice the entire time. I Starshipified the script. It was over-the-top patriotic. I also work for my local government, so I also used my government seal throughout the videos. I put in background patriotic music that was free licensing. It took off on Friday, and we released a video each day for the next 3 days. My users really loved the videos and weren't expecting the Starship Troopers references, and so they started talking amongst each other, and unknown to me, they decided to watch the movies since enough of them reminisced about it. Today, one of my users came to talk to me about how she could only watch the first 20 minutes. She talked to me about the drug use and the police, and it took a few minutes, but finally I understood she had watched Super Troopers, whose opening scene is a shit ton of drug use and features a lot of over-the-top shenanigans. After setting her straight and us both laughing, she decided to give Starship Troopers a shot. A rack. Standard 42. Nothing special. Comes in black. By user Airs23, Iraq, standard 42, nothing special. Comes in black. Tuesday, 3 p.m. Under my breath, I was cursing out whoever decided how costs got allocated in the business. At the same time, Projects Manager was openly cursing me out on my recommendations for his new servers. X-Men, you need to redo this supply sheet. Airs, 6 servers total, 2 switches. The hell do I need 2 switches for? Airs. Redundant paths. The manager looked at me expectantly, as if willing me to continue. I just looked back. Bored. X-Men. Each switch has 24 ports. We only have 6 servers to plug in. Just use another port. Airs. Yeah, that's not how it works. Look at the specification you sent the client. It says fully redundant. This is what you need. The project's manager looked exceedingly stressed. He didn't seem to like the words I was saying. Man, we cannot afford all this. Let's have a think. Let's do this whole thing. The Airs, it won't change. Projects Manager had already got up and looked down at me. X-Men. Budget. In mind. I tried to hide the growing happiness that the meeting had ended. After getting back to my desk, my mood was crushed again, though. Meeting request for the following week. Tuesday, 3 p.m. Projects Manager was already set up in the meeting room when I arrived the following week. He smiled as he slid across sheets of paper. X-Men. I fixed it. Looking down at the paper with slight trepidation, I could feel the fight or flight response kicking in. X-Men. You're right. I looked into it. We do need 2 switches, but we only need 7 ports. 1 for the upstream 6 servers. Airs. The first sheet was an internet printout from Argo. An 8-port switch from Netgear. Only the price was highlighted. Flight or fight? X-Men. And we never promised any type of network, so I changed it from SPA over to Ethernet. Airs. The second sheet was a toothed Ethernet cable. Only the price was highlighted. Fight or flight? X-Men. Also, I found a server. Airs. The third sheet was a second-hand server from FA. It was many generations old. Only the price was highlighted. Flight or fight? X-Men. Now we're in budget. Projects Manager looked very happy, as if expecting praise. Fight or flight? Airs. X-Men. I just need you to sign off, and we're golden. Flight or fight? Airs. Sign off on what? X-Men. You're happy to move forward. Projects Manager slid over the approval forms. I just slid them back. Unsigned. Definitely fight. Airsy. No. X-Men. No. Airsy. No. Projects Manager looked down at his work. Confused. Not happy. X-Men. Is it the switch? I've never even heard of Vamista. Airsy. You can buy whatever you want. We just won't support it. X-Men. But my budget. The very important job. By user not retired. About 2 months ago, I was booked on a flight to Germany to fix a server system, being the only one familiar with the ancient tech involved. Flights, hotels, etc. all booked, nice and swanky. Suddenly, get a ticket from the powers that be. Very important job. Drop everything for this. Harar has canceled my flight and the hotel. No refunds, apparently. So money wasted. What was the issue, you ask? Was the server on fire? Had the CEO's second mistress found out about the other three and he needed his browsing history securely deleted? Nope. The coup's secretary had bitched about her keyboard not working, had emailed the board of directors stating she had critical work that would bring down the entire company if not completed, or words to that effect. Off I raced down the motorway. I get to the building. She's not there. Apparently she raised the issue, then kicked off on holiday for 2 weeks. And what was the problem with the keyboard? It wasn't plugged into the used port. Edit. The tech stuff is rescheduled to be sorted. The lady in question received no punishment at all. Not even a wrist slap. I suspect she knows stuff about the higher-ups. I work with Luddites, by user Pajarama. A ticket came in. Since the removal of the prem servers and move to Entra ID, the printers on computers are now named by their model numbers and not by the previous friendly names. 2 of my colleagues are moaning at each other as the earliest we can get someone there is next Wednesday, and it will be 1-2 a day to visit all the machines. While they were arguing with each other, I cobbled together 4 lines of PowerShell and executed against all online devices. Abracadabra, all renamed. This is pretty much my everyday life, actually utilizing the tools we have to do our job while my colleagues live in the 90s when remote admin was a pipe dream. 4 hours with no computer. By user Wishernane199. First off, I'm not tech support, but I figured this fits here. About me. I am 36. A security guard on a data center at weekends to pay for my cybersecurity degree. I am just wrapping up. It was staff at this data center that actually pushed me to university as I was asking a lot of questions. Today, I come into work at 7 a.m. and have a quick handover from the night guards. N30s. He tells me he accidentally turned the C off instead of locking the screen before his patrol in the night. The computer, being on a data center, has high level of security than a normal office and is encrypted with BitLocker. The night guard tells me he has not managed to get past the encryption to log back in. With him being a new guard on this site, I assumed he just didn't know how to use the UI correctly, so I start to show him how to use it. I go to plug it into the computer and it is switched off. I turn it on and was surprised when he asked what that button was for. I cannot fathom how a young bloke in his 30s does not know how to even turn on a computer. The schools here, as in many countries, have classes dedicated to using computers and have since before I was in school, around the same time as him, and he never even picked up what a power switch is for. 4 hours he had no computer, and in turn no CTV because he didn't know he needed to turn on the computer to log in.